There's always something to learn from everything, be it experience, stories. We can learn so much, especially from stories, and Bible stories are not exempted. Hello, this is Real Life with Lady J, where we discuss life realities. We talk about things that have to do with our everyday living. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're new here, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. Well, today I want to point out 5 things that I got from the creation story. Now, number 1 thing I got from the creation story is that there is always a beginning. For everything, there is always a beginning. So, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. In everything, be it human life, be it career pursuit, be it business, whatever, just mention them. There is always a starting point. And then the next thing that I got from the creation story is that the beginning of a thing is always empty, always dark. That's very scary, and always formless. So the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. That's if you go through the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Looking at this verse, I discovered that the beginning of everything, of anything you want to start at all, is always empty. It's always scary. That is why sometimes starting a thing is difficult, because sometimes we feel scared because it's always dark. Sometimes you can't even see beyond where you're standing. So you just have to take a step by faith. And all this is because of the absence of light. And that is why God said, "Let there be light." The next thing I got from the creation story is that the beginning of anything at all requires light. For it to be bright, it requires light. For it to be full of something instead of being empty, it requires light. Light can be vision. Light can be knowledge. Light can be insight. Light can be understanding. Light can be wisdom. Like when a child is being given birth to, a child is in a state of tabula rasa. It means there is nothing there. But with time, this child begins to look, and then the child begins to understand its environment, begins to look at the faces of people and begin to recognize, okay, this is my mom, this is my dad. Likewise, our business, our career, whatever you want to start up, there is a beginning. And after the beginning, you need light. You need light, because the beginning is always empty, and without light it is difficult for you to see beyond where you are at the starting point. Then one other thing that I got or I learned from the creation story is that the beginning of anything requires the influence of an external force. It said the Spirit of God moves. That means it takes action. There needs to be a triggering force. Someone will say there is a burden. There needs to be a burden. There needs to be something that pushes you. You need the influence of a spirit. So you see people so eager to do something, and you be like, what's pushing this guy? It is the influence of a spirit. There needs to be something to trigger you, to energize you. Whatever you do, you need the energy. It can be mental energy, it can be spiritual energy, physical energy. Whatever you do, you need an energy. And that energy cannot come if there is no force externally. A spirit must push you. That is one thing I got again from the creation story. And last but not the least, from the creation story, I have learned that for evolution to take place, we need the presence of light. Very, very important. Evolution sets in with the presence of light. Because when God said, "Let there be light," and there was light, immediately light steps in. That is when God began to create other things. After He separated the light from the darkness, then He started creating other things. He created the firmament, created animals, created fishes in the sea, and then man. So light is actually very, very important in whatever we do, because when light steps in, darkness has no place to stay in the midst of light. Darkness cannot comprehend light. Darkness can be fear. Darkness can be doubt. Darkness can be ignorance. When you don't know a thing, you are in darkness. So you need light for that business to start and then make progress. You need light. For everything, we need light. For that career, we need light. For that invention, you need light. We need light. The existence of everything begins with creation. Just note this as you begin this week. Note this as you live life. The existence of every single thing begins with creation. Just the way this whole universe begins with creation. God created it, and then we are here, so we should also create things, and then we should learn from the creation story. Have a beautiful week. This is still Real Life with Lady J. We discuss things that have to do with our everyday living. 5 points from the creation story. 1. Everything has a beginning. 2. The beginning of a thing is formless, empty, and dark due to the absence of light. Thirdly, the beginning of anything requires light. Fourthly, the beginning of anything requires the influence of an external force to become real. And number 5, which is the last lesson I got from the creation story, is that for progress to be possible, for anything at all you want to start, you need the presence of light. Very, very important. God bless you as you continue to live life and be a blessing to your generation. Bye.